blind effect on precision kill should be increased. Like, it should have its radius increased by maybe half of what it currently does. That'd be a very large radius, but it would make it a lot more effective, especially in PvE. And you'd start seeing the weapon a lot more in PvP if it could do that. I'm just saying, it would be awesome to see. Let's see, what's the next weapon I have on my list? Bullion Gemini. The Bullion Gemini in its current incarnation is a good weapon, but the exotic perks are fucking useless. Even in PvE, they're just fucking useless. So, I originally had it written down that getting body shots with a weapon would increase its damage. Let's be honest though, that's kind of unbalanced. So instead of that, the perks the weapon currently has is getting precision damage increases agility, and getting body shots, kills, increase armor. Well, what if instead it increased fire rate and stability respectively if you picked one of those two perks? I still like the idea of damage, a small damage increase, not a big one, a very minor one. In PvE, it would be far more noticeable. In PvP, not so much. I mean, it would be there, but it wouldn't be as effective. But ultimately, I think having a stability increase or a fire rate increase would make the weapon that much more effective in both PvP and PvE. Because the perks they have now, it's nice. It's nice. Touch of Malice. I like Touch Malice. I like to use it, but unfortunately, in its current incarnation, you can really only use it on a Titan. So, the only thing that I really want to see of the list that I have here is I'd like to see the Lifesteal perk go from being triple kills to double kills. Right now, if you get 3 kills in a row, you get your health to regenerate. Could we maybe reduce that by 1 kill? Because I'm damn near dead by the time I get the 3rd kill, and it's kind of hard sometimes to get 3 kills rapidly, ever. So if it could be reduced to 2, it'd be more worthwhile. And I'd like to see that regeneration be like a strong regeneration, not a like more like whoop, done. It just makes it that much more useful, especially when just dealing with mobs. On top of that, I thought, okay, well, what if, to balance that and to make that more effective, what if we increase the damage it had by reducing its overall fire rate? I'm just saying, and I'm talking about the exotic perk when you're shooting the weapon and you've only got the 1 bullet. Let's increase that damage and reduce its fire rate by a small amount to kind of offset, you know, the fact that you only need to get 2 kills to restore your health. Just saying, it would be useful. It would be useful. The Mythic class, I still want to see selectable fire rate, where choosing semi-auto would increase the impact and range, but would reduce stability. And if you choose full auto, like, you know, the Mythic class is now, you got reduced impact, but more stability and magazine size. I'm just saying, it would be pretty damn cool to have that feature there. Necrochasm, honestly, I would like to see the murmur effect come to the Necrochasm. If you don't know what I'm referring to as the murmur effect, you need to go get a murmur and try it out, and you'll see what I mean. Basically, I'd like to see the impact, fire rate, range, and stability get affected by selecting a different elemental type. Also, I would kind of like to see, to kind of balance with that, what if the Necrochasm got Focus Fire along with the Hipfire perk built into one additional exotic perk on the weapon? I don't know, something to make the weapon a little more useful, a little more of a niche weapon, something that would be fun. I mean, considering the amount of effort you have to go through to get this weapon in its current incarnation, Necrochasm's fun, but that's the best way to put it. It's not super useful. This would make the weapon very useful and very fun to play with. I mean, you could even have Focus Fire or Zen Moment be selectable in the year 2 variant, or year 3 variant. One of those two, or even the hip fire perk. One of those three would be awesome, and have it selectable. Fuck yes, dude. Ah, man, I would love life. That would be my dream weapon. Seriously, not even joking. Let's see. I think I only have one weapon left on my list, and this is a weapon that. Okay. A lot of people are gonna hate my suggestions here, but I've gotta make them. Okay, and I'm talking about the Thorn. Now, the dot on the Thorn in PvE, because they reduced the duration of it, is fucking useless. So I'd like to see them increase the actual damage it does. I would also like to see them either add explosive rounds or over penetration rounds to the weapon. I thought it was supposed to have over penetration rounds, but apparently not. So I'd like to see that be like built into the weapon, not something you select. It's built into the weapon, or maybe it is something you select. Maybe you can choose from over penetration rounds, or you can pick from explosive rounds. We don't have an exotic weapon that has explosive rounds except for the Zen Meteor, so why not? Just saying. Also, of course, harking back to its year 1 exotic bounty, why not give it void damage? And maybe give it 1 or 2 additional rounds in the mag. Probably just 1. I think 10 rounds is more than enough. I think it currently only has 9. 1 additional round. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Here's the thing that people are probably going to hate. I would like to see it somehow get either a suppression effect or a debuff. Or both. Depending on, you know, doing certain things, you can get one or the other. Maybe you can select it. I don't know. I would like to see the Thorn be useful in PvE and PvP. And how you balance that is where questions get asked, and it's a matter of tweaking this and adjusting that and looking here and going there. And I don't have the answers, but these are things I would like to see done to this weapon and all these weapons. The thing that people forget about the weapons in Destiny is that the exotics, when this game first started, felt strong. They felt powerful. They felt amazing. Except super good advice. That gun totally sucked. And bad juju. But that wasn't just bad juju's fault. All pulse rifles suck. What else sucked? Trying to think. Not all the weapons were amazing. Thorn originally was garbage. It got buffed, and then it got nerfed, and then it got buffed, and then it got nerfed. Ultimately, you know, Bungie has stated that they like constantly tweaking things, but you can only tweak things so much before eventually you found your butter zone, and if you tweak it too much more, it's going to have catastrophic effects on the ability of the weapon. Exotics are something that, in my honest opinion, should stand outside of the archetype that the weapon sits in. So basically what I'm getting at is exotics should have their damage completely separate to the initial archetype, as far as, you know, okay, Hereafter does X amount of damage. Well, there's a sniper just like it that does the exact same amount of damage but has better perks. Why the hell are you going to use the Hereafter? Well, besides the perks that it has, there's got to be something. I think the exotics in Destiny need to stand out either in the perks that they have, or in the way they do damage, or just in the damage they do. I mean, they're fucking exotics. They are, without a doubt, some of the hardest weapons to get in the game. The raid weapons are the hottest, or hardest. I don't know why I said hottest. The hardest, it's hot. That's why I said hot. They are the hardest weapons to get in the game. The Necrochasm is based in RNG in more than one way. And then you've got to go and do things that most people would rather have their eyes pulled out than sit and try to use a really low damage weapon to kill things. Oh, it's just painful. So It's definitely a challenge to get the weapon, and it should have its abilities match that effort. The exotic swords are very strong weapons, but going into year 3, I think they need to feel stronger. All the exotics need to feel stronger. They don't feel strong. Some of them just, whatever. You know, it's there. You want to use it. I mean, someone put a lot of time and effort into creating these weapons, and these weapons, I mean, First Curse initially was just a joke. It got a slight buff, and, you know, the buff was sort of useful, but it's still a bit of a joke. It needs something that makes it stand out from everything else. Just like No Time to Explain, just like Bad Juju, all of the weapons. They either need damage increase, stability increase, a range increase. I understand Bungie's desire to mass balance things for PvP. But as I've said multiple times, not everybody plays this game for PvP. The core element of this game is its PvE. That's my honest opinion. I don't have any facts. I don't have any numbers. I don't have any statistics. I have what I see. And the bulk of people I've dealt with don't care all that much for PvP. It's there. It's nice when it works. Most people play this game for the PvE. I mean, let's be honest. You're supposed to be killing the monsters, not the teammates, not the guys you're going to do this stuff with, not the guys you're going to go into battle with shoulder to shoulder. Unless, of course, you're in the Crucible, and then, of course, you're still shoulder to shoulder, but that's beside the point. I love Destiny. I love the exotics. I just wish they felt more, you know, exotic. It just makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. These weapons should feel overpowered. They should feel strong. I mean, they shouldn't feel like a slight upgrade to a legendary, or like a legendary, or in the Dreg's Promise case, a fucking common shitty weapon. Seriously, I don't know what that gun needs. It needs a lot of help. It needs life support. That's what it needs. It needs a lot of life supports. That poor gun. I want to love that gun. I really do, but yeah. Honestly, my suggestions for Direct Promise are very simple. Give it aggressive tracking. Increase the impact of damage in the weapon. More rounds in the magazine. That's about it. Basically, make it the way the weapon is in the actual Fallen's hands, except now it's in your hands. Makes perfect sense to me. Just saying, it does. It makes a lot of fucking sense instead of the weapon we've been getting, because the weapon we have fucking sucks. Again, just my thoughts and opinions, not what's actually going to be in the game. I would love to see it happen, though. I would love to see these things happen in game. I'd love to see these changes occur in game, because we need something. They need something. For the love of God. I mean, you're giving us back Yellowhorn and you're restoring it, supposedly, to its former glory. Why not do a pretty hard pass at all the exotics that are currently in the game that just need something? Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you did enjoy this. If you did, let me know down in the comments below. I will see you guys again very soon for another one. Episode 29. We're back to normal live commentaries. Until next time, adios.